Hi, my name is Becca Hershberger, and I'm a part of N2IP's Spark. I'm here today with Marcie Friedman. Marcie, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I am a freelance stage manager. I work primarily in opera and large events. For the last 15 years, I was based in New York City, but I mostly traveled around the country. And for the last year or so, I've been living full time in Binghamton, New York, where I am the resident stage manager at Tri Cities Opera.
That sounds so much fun. I have a couple questions for you today. What's your favorite part of being a stage manager?
I love being I kind of call it like the hubcap in the wheel. Like, I love being the central point for everybody. I like being in rehearsal, and like seeing people make music or, put together a play or choreograph a piece. But then I love being able to like talk technically as well with designers and crew people and sort of knowing all of the things about all of the things, so that we can put something on stage.
That sounds like so much fun. What's the most stressful part, do you think, of being a stage manager?
It is being the person that knows all the things about all the things. I always say that there's nothing wrong with saying that you don't know something, but it is definitely the most stressful thing, being the keeper of all of that information for all of those different types of people who are on different schedules or have different personalities or different sort of levels of stress about everything that's going on.
Yeah,
And it definitely makes it stressful.
that makes sense. I was a part of my drama club did a production of The Importance of Being Earnest, and our stage manager got quarantined. This was
Oh my
this year, by the
gosh.
way. And my drama director was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, here you go, your stage manager." And I was like, "Oh." This was like,
That's how I ended up becoming a stage manager too in college.
"Oh,
I did it.
really?"
I was ASMing, um, as part of like my practicum hours for school, and the stage manager got sick and had to drop out, and that meant the
Oh, no.
professor was like, "So this is your job now." And I was like, "Great, what does the stage manager do?"
Right?
I was like, I'd had to track props, and I didn't understand. Like, I'd never heard even the phrase calling a show before.
Yeah.
And so like they literally sat next to me at the tech table and talked me through the entire process.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was too. And the next question is, sorry, in professional theater, what is a stage manager in charge of?
Um, Broadly speaking, it varies a little bit from company to company. Definitely the things that sort of carry across are, the stage manager is not only present at all rehearsals, but responsible for communicating the schedule and the needs of rehearsal to all the different people.
Mhm,
Depending on, ASMing or PSMing, calling a show or running a show backstage. And then
mhm.
some companies, sort of depending on how they function, like on an administrative side, sometimes the stage manager hires, like the PSM hires all of the other stage managers. Sometimes they don't do that at all. Sometimes the PSM for a company is strictly an administrative position, and they just sort of oversee all of the other shows that are in rehearsal.
Yeah,
Um, but for me, in my experience, I would say about 99% of my stage management life has definitely been, being in rehearsal every single day and then teching the show and then either running the show as an ASM or calling it as a PSM.
that sounds like a lot to do.
It is.
Um,
It is absolutely always a lot to do.
I bet. What is something most people don't know about what stage managers do or stage management in general?
Um, I think sort of like like speaking on like a very personal level, it can be a very isolating job.
Yeah.
Even if there's a team, the team of stage managers is often smaller than, unless you're doing a 1 or 2 person show, it's often
Yeah.
much smaller than a cast. And so a lot of the work we do is outside of rehearsal or is by ourselves in rehearsal. And so it can be, especially when you travel out of town and you're working at a new place, it can be very isolating. Um, and we sort of toe the line between being artistic staff and production staff and management and not really management at all. Like, I'm
Yeah.
in charge of the room, but I can't fire you. So I'm not really a manager, but I'm also not just another person in the room.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of actors especially don't know that it can be a very isolating job for us, and that like we're not their boss, and like they can come be nice and hang out with us.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who's maybe interested in pursuing stage management as something that they want to do?
Um, I think two pieces of advice. The first thing would be to take all the opportunities you can, but don't sacrifice your quality of life to do it. Don't, working one job for free to get experience is one thing, but that doesn't mean that you are worth not getting a paycheck.
Yeah,
Everybody deserves to be paid for the work that they do. And there's a lot of that in theater. There's a lot of get experience. It doesn't pay anything. Maybe it pays $100, but it's a credit on your resume. But
yeah,
if someone is running a professional company, they should afford to pay you a professional wage.
yeah, that
Um,
makes sense.
and then the other thing that I would say is to find your tribe of people, to find a mentor that you can vent to and bounce ideas off of, and to find friends that do what you do, but don't compete with you to do it.
Yeah,
Because the best thing that you can do is have a support system of people who understand, um, that we don't work a traditional schedule, and there are days like our work hours, our days of the week aren't the same as other people. And while it's great to have like muggles, as I call them, it's also really, really good to surround yourself with people who understand that what you do isn't like a traditional job ladder or a traditional 9 to 5.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can understand. That's good advice. That's about all of my questions. Thank you so much for coming here and answering my questions.
You're welcome. It was fantastic to meet you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.